That was supposed to be a heart if you couldn't see that. Or, Bobby, you're in my heart. Kind of. Okay.
What the dog doing?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Book Blabs, or welcome to your first episode of Book Blabs. I'm so happy you're here regardless. I'm Nat, and I love to blab all things books. So today, I'm doing something I'm super excited about. I reached out and I asked a handful of loved ones in my life what their favorite songs are right now. Like, not their favorite songs of all time, but songs that they're just, really leaning into right now or just really connecting with. And from there, I'm going to give book recommendations off of those songs they provided me. So today I have 12 songs, and so I'm going to give 12 book recommendations. What I did was utilize my English lit brain, and I kind of just boiled down what the vibes and the themes are within the song, and then I applied it to a book that I think has similar vibes and themes. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started, I totally forgot to give the disclaimer that I'm starting school again. Yay! On January 31st, I'm going back to school to get my paralegal certificate because I work in law and I would love to, keep moving up the ranks. So with that being said, I'm going to be taking 2 classes and my workload is going to be very busy because I'm going to be working full time, 40 hours a week, plus going to school for 6 units. So I'm so sorry to say that I'm going to be moving my postings to only 1 day a week. Right now I'm posting every Wednesday and Saturday, which I know is totally cash money girl boss slay, but realistically I just don't think I'm gonna have the time. So I think I'm just gonna keep it to every Saturday. So I'm trying to keep the masses fed, but I have to take care of myself. So yeah. Anyways, back to what other Nat was just talking about. Okay, bye. So first, I have And Justice for All by Metallica. This was given to me by my dad. He loves rock music, and so, yeah. Anyways, this song is kind of like playing on or like picking apart the idea of the Pledge of Allegiance, because, at the end of the Pledge of Allegiance, we say liberty and justice for all. And this song is kind of saying, like, we don't have justice for all. It's kind of relenting about a corrupt justice system where your money or your status matters more than if you're innocent or if you're guilty, and how supposedly in this nation we are supposed to have justice for all, but that promise is a lie. It's a broken promise. And so there's a lot of like guitar shredding, and there's a lot of like tenseness and frustration and anger at this corrupt system. So I really wanted to find a book that kind of had similar vibes of like mocking the justice system and its corruption. So I never actually read this whole work, but I read excerpts of it when I was in school and like studying. So my recommendation is The Trial by Franz Kafka. This was published in 1925, so it's over 100 years old, which is insane to me. Insane. And it's a bit of a shorter read. It's 208 pages. But basically, this is a book about a corrupt justice system. So this man is, going to court and trying to receive justice. However, the book illuminates this like particularly corrupt justice system within the novel, because they're making this man jump through like arbitrary and like absurd, almost ridiculous hoops just to obtain justice. So it's kind of like making it seem like justice is impossible in this novel. And so I feel like with those themes, it would be very similar. It's a very short read. I feel like I should probably just read the whole thing because I read good chunks of it when I was studying in school, and it was very interesting to like read and learn about, and like the absurdness and like how it's kind of mocking certain things that are happening in our justice system today. So yeah, Dad, if you're watching this, there's your recommendation. Secondly, my wonderful boyfriend Jaden gave me the song Live to Live from the Has Been Hotel series. I think it's like a TV show. He's really been trying to get me to watch it, and I have not yet. But anyways, this is a very like upbeat, optimistic musical theater style song, and it's kind of just emphasizing that the idea of being alive and just making an effort is way better than ever being considered like good or perfect. This song argues that like the world is already broken, so it doesn't matter if your growth or if your redemption is messy or non-linear, just continuing to get up and live is already rebellious enough. And so like the big highlight is kind of like you don't have to be perfect or good. You just have to keep moving. You just have to keep living and keep going on. So I wanted to pick a book. Jaden, you've already read this and you've loved this book, and I think it just shows how amazing your heart is that they both have similar themes. But my book recommendation is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This was published in 2020 and it's at 416 pages. It's a beautiful read. It's about these societal rejects that are deemed dangerous, and they're all like they're rejected because they're not considered normal. And this is like a book about found family where these rejects or outcasts, they choose to live kindly. They choose each other. They choose to be loving. They choose to be themselves, and they reject this societal standard of normal or societal perfect that everyone wants them to achieve. And it's amazing. I think it has this similar, like, you don't need to be perfect in society's eyes to be good or to like, live a good life. And I don't know, it has like the optimistic, cozy, but like deeper message. I don't know. Very good. If you haven't read it, I really loved that book. I think it was my favorite book of 2024. So, number one read. So I really, really, really recommend that one. I don't think I've ever met someone who hasn't liked that book. Just saying. Number 3, I have Kickstart My Heart from Motley Crue. This was given to me by my brother Matt. This is the most perfect song for him. It's just like if I had to pick a song to like picture my brother or like describe him, it would be this one. Like, it's so perfect. This is like a fast, loud, adrenaline paced song. It's about like we're here for a good time, not a long time. It's like party till you drop. It's like giving the vibes of like revving engines and neon lights, and when you hear this song you want to turn it up and just slam on the gas and just fly. It's about living and partying like so hard and just living life on the edge, because that adrenaline filled life is what makes you feel alive. And so the book that I thought of that kind of gives similar vibes is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was published in 2019 and it's at 368 pages. This song, while it's not about like driving or racing, it is about like fame and excess, and like, it follows a rock and roll band who blew up and how, they kind of like went pedal to the metal and just leaned into their fame, and they experienced like, the drugs, the sex, the money, the booze, the highs, and like just kind of surviving that life of excess and surviving the burnt out feeling of partying until you drop. And so it has a lot of that, we live for a good time, not a long time kind of vibe. So recommend that one if you haven't read it. I also really recommend the audiobook over the physical book, just saying. Next, my sister Ashley gave me the song Worth It by Ray. I think it's Ray. This is like a fun, upbeat song about how like even though love can require work, with the right amount of like reciprocal effort and energy, it's worth it. And so I think it's like a fun song about like how certain kinds of love or like a certain person that matches your energy makes that hard work in a relationship ultimately worth it. And so the book that came to mind for me was Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This was published in 2022 and it sits at 352 pages. The main characters, Ava and Alex, are totally polar opposites. You know, they come with their own heavy emotional baggage, but with like patience and passion and compassion and like understanding and just like ultimate love, they make it work and they like fall in love with each other, and it's just like so worth it to them. But that required them to put in work and to be vulnerable and, you know, kind of face their fears, because they also like they had their own emotional traumatic pasts, so they had to like kind of open up and accept this love. But in the end, it was so worth it, and oh, it's so good. I love that book. Next, my wonderful bestie Lexi gave me the song Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. I would not like be surprised if she gave me any Lady Gaga song, because Lady Gaga is her woman. So but this song specifically is like, it's a seductive but playful, upbeat, kind of like dark, mysterious song about like flirty and magical feeling love. So it's like, it gives us the vibes of like a confident, empowered, like sensual woman. And it's like just basically how love can be like spellbinding almost. It's theatrical because it's Lady Gaga, and but it's also can be like a little dangerous, because like that kind of spellbinding love can also be like intoxicating in a way. So I just finished reading Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. It was published in 2024 and it's 416 pages. This book, I think, matches it perfectly. So we have like witches, so it kind of gives that like dark magical, but then there's also like enemies to lovers, so it's a little bit dark too. And there's hidden identities, which gives like the mysterious vibes. And it's just like this love is spellbinding but dangerous between them, because she's literally a witch and he's a witch hunter, so they are not supposed to fall in love, but for some reason their souls just have this connection and this attraction. And so it's mysterious, it's spellbinding, it's dangerous, but it's so good. And I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars and I read it like, I want to say within the last week. And yes, I know. And I was just talking to Lexi about this book last night when we were FaceTiming. So crazy, 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 crazy. But yes, such a good one. Next, my Pookie Bear Sophia. She gave me the song Midnight Sun by Zara Larsson. And this is like the perfect summer song. You have like the euphoric, the free vibes. It's upbeat and it's about being fully alive and just appreciating those little summer moments, you know, where like you feel young and alive and just like young and in love, and just the sun on your skin, and like, you know, your hair blowing in the wind when you're driving down PCH, like just those kind of vibes of like, they're like, they seem like they don't matter in the moment, but then they're really these timeless moments that you truly cherish, and they feel almost nostalgic. And so with that being said, the best book recommendation I can give for this is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. This was published in 2010 and it's at 304 pages. We have that same like sun-drenched, euphoric feeling of being like young, and that like coming of age feeling about being in love and on summer vacation and sitting on that beach and just feeling the warmth and the breeze, and just, it's just like the summer feeling that you want to hold with both hands, both arms, wrap your legs and arms around, just, you know, never let it go. Yeah, I love that book, and I love, like, the song was beautiful too, so I added that one to my playlists. Next, the wonderful and beautiful Sammy, or Sam, Mama Sam. She gave me the song Beyond, specifically the version with Leon Bridges featuring Luke Combs. And this was a beautiful song. It's about like this warm-hearted and sincere declaration of love and devotion, and it was just so beautiful. It's like a soothing, warm vibe. It's like about this love that feels limitless because, you know, it goes beyond whatever anyone could have imagined. And it's like this almost slight fear of being vulnerable, but then like just going all in and accepting it, and just this love feels deeper than you could have imagined. And it's just, I loved the devotion in this song. I was like, sign me up for this countryman's love. Like, this song is so sweet. I'm gonna try to give recommendations that aren't obvious, because when I think of like life-changing love and devotion, I might go to The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks or Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, but we're not doing that. My actual recommendation is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This was published in 2018 and it's about 400 pages. But this book is also like emotional, it's intimate, and it's like very healing kind of romance, because there are two very broken people that find a very deep and sincere love. And so like, even though it's kind of like slow to form, it's very sturdy and it has a very solid foundation that they build this love on. And you just like, the healing that they go through, the devotion that they feel to one another it's beautiful. It's just, I don't know, it just gives like the same like, oh, vibes, you know. It's a little painful because you're like, I'm scared, like I don't know if I want to dive in, but then when you do, and it's just that solid foundation that you can just fall back on, that love that's there and that heals you. That was supposed to be a heart if you couldn't see that. Or, Bobby, you're in my heart. Kind of. Okay, next one. So the next one is from my beautiful sister Sophia. She gave me the song, Are You Going to See the Rose in the Vase or Dust in the Table by the Suicide Boys. I was not expecting this song from her. I'm gonna be so real with you. But this song is a banger, okay? It's very dark, it's haunting, it's melancholy, but it's also very reflective and very deep, because it's based on the metaphor, like rose in the vase or dust on the table. And it's kind of like your mindset to life. Are you going to see the beauty and potential of life, or are you going to see the decay and disappointment? And so this song talks about like the struggle of addiction and suffering and pain and isolation, but it also like asks the question, like, what are you going to see? Because this song kind of like illuminates that your mindset matters. So like, while life is messy, life is hard, you can choose to see the beauty, the rose, or you can choose to see like the pain and suffering, which is the dust. And so with something like that deep and profound, I really want to recommend the book A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, because this book has very similar dark, melancholic, painful vibes, but it also, I think, perfectly illuminates, you know, like finding the beautiful little moments in life. Because in this main character, well, all of them have pain and suffering, but specifically Jude's life, there are so many horrible things that happen, and instead of like focusing on the dark, disappointing moments and like the isolation and the hurt, you can kind of like find little kernels of beauty and the purpose in life throughout it. And I don't know, it's so good. But I thought that like a perfect together. So yeah. Next one. I forgot to mention that it was published in 2015 and it's like 814 pages long. So it's a time commitment, but it's a beautiful read. So I recommend it. Okay, thanks. Bye. Next, another one of my beautiful book besties, Lorelai, gave me the song Calling You by Blue October. And this song definitely gave me the vibes of like bittersweet appreciation, because the lyric that stuck out to me was, I can't believe you actually chose me, or sorry, actually picked me or chose me, one of the two. And it's just like this extreme devotion, but awe and like disbelief that this person is loved. And so it's like it almost makes them feel like unworthy to be loved so deeply and to love so deeply in return. And so it's kind of giving the like, I can't believe you love me this much, but I am going to treasure that with everything that I am every single day, and I'm going to show you that. And so it's just like this sweet kind of like just amazement and appreciation of love that I just thought was very like heartwarming. And so with that being said, the book recommendation I want to give is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, because here we have two characters. What are their names? Alex and Henry. They just kind of like have these kernels of throughout the book where they're just kind of in awe of one another. Like, I can't believe that you love me and that you exist. Like, what is life? Like, I love this little life that I have because you're here and you love me and you choose me. And it's just like, I don't know, the devotion they have to one another and the vulnerability, and they open up to each other. And it's just, it gives that kind of like same feeling of like, I can't believe you actually picked me, but I'm going to make it like, I'm going to make your choice worth it every day. Like, I'm going to show you why you picked me, because I love you so much and you love me so much, and what a gift that is. So, love. So many like romantics over here. All these people are giving me these love songs. And I'm like, okay, guys, it's almost February. I love your love songs. Next, my beautiful sister Danielle gave me the song The Wine We Drink by Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. And this was a beautiful acoustic song just about like treasuring the simple things in life. You know, it's about celebrating what we have, but like also acknowledging its impermanence. You know, like that's what life is. It's the comfort of the little intimate moments that we share, like the wine we drink, or the dishes in the sink, or just little things that prove that like your life is happening, but it's just little tiny appreciation things. And so I really wanted to pick a book that really emphasized how like little moments or little connections truly matter, and that's what makes up like life in a whole. It's not like what you own or what you do, it's like who you connect with and who you support and who loves you and who you love in return and things like that. So with that being said, the book that I chose was The Lonely Hearts Book Club by Lucille Gilmore. This was published in 2023 and it sits at 366 pages. This is about a book club about people who are all different ages and in different walks of life, and it just kind of like illuminates how they come together and how they bond. And it really focuses on all of like the little intimate moments of their life and how they find connection and how they can relate to one another and how they can find love and inspiration and friendship in like everyday simple moments, and just how you can treasure that and like the community that you form with just those around you. And I don't know, I feel like it's just a very heartwarming type of vibe, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just simple, intimate, heartwarming, and it just really makes you reflect on the simple things in life and just truly appreciate all the little kernels of joy that you have in your everyday life, because it's not for forever. So just appreciate everything, take it all in, be present, and yeah, I love it. All right, second to last, my beautiful best friend Mackenzie gave me the song Sleepless in a Hotel Room by Luke Combs. This song was about, in my opinion, this song was about like missing someone so deeply that it's like it's hard to sleep, it's hard to exist because this person is not there by their side. Like the person that they love isn't there. And I don't know, this could be a romantic kind of love, it could be a platonic kind of love, a familial kind of love, just the idea of missing someone and the fact that they're not there beside you. You're sleepless, you're restless, you can't, it's harder to exist. So my kind of like overall takeaway was that when you're away from those you love, that longing that you feel kind of reveals what like matters most, which is like a true love that is worth missing, you know? Like that's what's like, that's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's good, is because when they're not there, you feel their absence, and it just makes the heart grow fonder, and it just, stuff like that. The cheesy kind of stuff like that, but it's cute, so we'll take it. Anyways, the book that I thought of was Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This is book 4 in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. It was published in 2025, and it's about 346 pages. So the thing that kind of gave me the same vibes, like while it's not as like melancholic and sad feeling, it has the same kind of like missing and longing kind of vibes. Because this is a second chance romance, and so things didn't end on the best terms, but they live in a small, cozy town, and there's always been that like pull and that magnetic like attraction towards one. I almost said one each other, but it's each other or one another. Get it together, Natalie. And so it's just kind of them like exploring what it means to like give a second chance or to heal, and it's like that vulnerable feeling, because it's like in Luke Combs' song, like that vulnerable feeling of like, it's a beautiful thing to open up to like have a love that you miss. But same with this book, like you have to like open up and like give the space to heal and explain the hurt, so then you can move past it and you can move forward and grow together. Not exactly the same vibe, because Luke Combs' song is a little bit, I think, sadder, more melancholic, but the book has like the missing someone and that pull and the longing for them, and I think that's why it can kind of go hand in hand. Plus we have small town cozy vibes, and like Luke Combs as a person is just like, like he gives cozy like heartfelt vibes, so I think they could just complement each other very well. Last but certainly not least, the beautiful Gabby gave me the song Worried Shoes by Karen O and the Kids. I had never heard this song before, but I'm not surprised that it's amazing, because Gabby always gives the bangers. So yeah, this is a very like raw, intimate, reflective song that's kind of like analyzing like anxiety and vulnerability, and it emphasizes that like living with anxiety and self-doubt is like a normal human experience, but it also acknowledges that you don't have to be okay, or you don't have to be perfect to just keep going, and I loved how intimate this song felt. Like it felt like you were inside this singer's mind, this narrator's mind, and you were experiencing her deepest, darkest like thoughts, her fears, her worries, and the quiet perseverance and the quiet strength that gives, and that like kind of like creates, was really moving to me. Like processing your feelings is a journey rather than a destination. Like it's not like when I'm okay. Well, sometimes it's hard to be okay, and it's okay to not be okay. The important thing is like you just have to keep moving. It's just pick up and keep going, because you have people around you, you have yourself, you're strong, you're capable, and I don't know, it's a very cool song about like, I think, mental health, and it's just, very, I can't say I don't know again. I'm sorry. I'm not intelligent enough for this. My English teachers will be failed. They would give me a big fat F. No, I'm just kidding. They'd call me a nerd for still doing this after I graduated. But critical thinking you use every day. Just saying. Anyways, my book recommendation that I would give is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. It was published in 2017, and it sits at around 304 pages. The reason why I think this would be the perfect book for this song is because it follows a 16-year-old girl who is navigating anxiety and OCD while also trying to solve this mystery of like this missing billionaire or something like that. But the thing that really made me think of it was John Green's characterization has always been something I admired about him. You can ask anyone. Do Do you hear that? Sorry. Anyways, the thing that really made me think of this book was John Green's characterization. And you can ask anyone, but I've always admired his ability to write characters, and specifically write characters in the first person. We get first person point of view, so we are in their head, we're in their thoughts, we think like them, we feel like them. And he's so good at just like really getting you in the tempo, and you just like, they feel so real because like his writing is just so immaculate and it's so masterfully done. So like we're in the 16-year-old girl's head. We are in her as she is going through, we're experiencing her fears. We're going through her obsessive loops because she has OCD. Her anxieties, her worries, her any thought that she has about like connection and love and normal high school stressors, about like friendship and the mystery elements. Like there's just so many things, and it's just, you see this determination and this quiet strength within Aza, because like every day is already so much harder for her because she is navigating having anxiety and OCD on top of being a 16-year-old girl who is, you know, every 16-year-old kind of questions who they are and what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to get through life. So it's just, I think it perfectly mirrors the song in the way that like you can still carry internal worries while moving through life. And yeah, no other words I can say. Sorry. Brain clocked out. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This was the end of this video. Please let me know if you want me to do another recommendations video with songs, or you can give me, I feel like movies would be too hard, but if you want me to do a different type of recommendation video based on like vibes, colors, song lyrics, anything you want, I will try my darndest. Just comment down below, let me know. Please like and subscribe. Please go check me out on my other socials. I appreciate you guys. I love you so much, and I will see you next time.